Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Remember to Live podcast. I'm your host, Corrine. And when this episode drops, it will be exactly 1 year from the release of the Remember to Live podcast trailer. So I wanted to pop in with this quick mini episode just to do a little bit of reflecting on what the podcast has taught me so far. I want to touch on why I started the podcast, where I want it to go, and hopefully it inspires you to remember to live, to create something that you want to create in the world and show up in your life for yourself. So those of you that have been around from the beginning, you know that I love me a warm drink and all things cozy. So I have on one of my favorite hoodies and I have this ashwagandha hot cocoa. It's a new hot drink I've been drinking almost every day lately in it. And I want to tell y'all, it's just the little things, right? We need to allow ourselves to have the little delights in life. We need the little things that bring us joy every day. All right, for those of you that are new here, I want to talk a little bit about why I started this podcast. So it's actually been a theme in my life for a while. On my wrist, I have Remember to Live written in Latin. But the podcast idea came during a time when there was a lot of transition in my life. I was stepping away from corporate, away from to my mom. I had just been through some major episodes of burnout in my life, regaining my health and starting to feel stressed again. And once I moved my mom in and started recognizing that there is a such thing as too late, when I saw the reality that while it's never too late to dream, there is a such thing as a too late to do. And so there were all these things I know that my mom wanted to do in life, trips she wanted to take, places she wanted to go, experiences she wanted to have. But I was watching her brain and her body slowly take away the opportunity to do those things. And I thought about how many of us are on the hamster wheel. We spend decades committing every waking moment of our lives to work, missing the important moments with friends and family and with ourselves, thinking that someday, one day, we'll get to the good stuff. When I fill in the blank, then I fill in the blank of the thing that you really want to do. And I realized that too many of us are ending up with end of life regrets. It just feels like an epidemic. So I wanted to create a space to have real conversations with real people who were choosing to show up to their life, who could inspire us to choose ourselves, to design the lives we want, to remember to live. And I've had some amazing conversations this year. Each one has left me with a little nugget of insight, a little bit of inspiration, a little tool, or something that helped me actually show up in my life better. And so as this year winds down and I get ready to go into the second year of the podcast, I think it's more important now than ever to continue to have these real conversations with real people. And not only just how we stop having end of life regrets, how we design our lives and create the lives we want, but how we show up in our life and make impact, how we learn to be present in a world that's just getting more and more distracted. We're in a time and a space where technology is taking over so much. We can get lost in made up personas in different worlds online and not actually show up to the life that's happening right now in real life in our space. I want to use this as a space where we can talk to people who are living different than we live. I want to get inspired by people who live in different places, who experience different cultures, who have different beliefs, not only so we can get more present in our own lives, but so we can also create impact. Because I really believe when we get present in our lives and we get present within ourselves, and then we choose to use our voice and have these conversations out loud, this is where real change happens. And I also just want to take a moment to celebrate a win, because we don't do that enough, right? We don't celebrate our own wins. We don't keep our own receipts. We don't spend enough time allowing ourselves to be in the moment when things are happening. So that's why I wanted to be present in this moment, in this milestone, and celebrate myself for actually creating something and birthing something into the world that I really wanted to do, and to stick with it and be consistent with it. Not because I had to, not because this is the way I'm trying to make money or build a career, just because I want to, just because it brings me joy, just because it opens up my world to meet new people, to experience different things, to gain new insights, and hopefully inspire others to do the same. And for me, more personally, remembering to live in my own life and not getting caught up in the things that don't really matter feels even more pressing. My mother's dementia is taking its toll, and it's a daily reminder that every morning I wake up and I get to choose how I spend my day, and I get to decide to respond versus react. That I get to consciously make time and space for the things I want to experience in this life, because it won't always be that way. That I get to have the time and space to take care of my mother and to be there for her because of how I designed my life. I'm so grateful for those of you who have been on this journey with me. If anything in this episode resonates with you, share it with a friend, bring them on the Remember to Live journey. And I'd love to hear from you. What types of topics and people would you like to see on the podcast as we head into next year? I want to create a community where we all help each other remember to live. I can't wait to hear from you. And also, if you know of a really good warm drink that I should try, let me know. Bye for now.